We're about 5 weeks into Season of Arrivals at the moment, and the feedback so far has been pretty positive compared to recent seasons. This season was different from others. We knew nothing going into it, and many have been pleasantly surprised. So the following is a look at the top 5 reasons why Season of Arrivals is the best season in recent memory. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. If you enjoy this week in video games content, then consider becoming a channel member by hitting that join button and get some exclusive rewards. And just before we get into the video, I'm giving away a copy of Destiny 2 Beyond Light in each of the months building up to release, so in July, August and September. And all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber to the channel and leave a comment down below, and I'll pick a winner at random at the end of each month and announce the winner in an upcoming video. There's also a hidden hashtag somewhere in the video, and if you find it and put that in your comment, then you'll get an additional entry into the giveaway. So good luck with that, and let's get on with the video. I've been reading a lot about the positive feedback for the season, particularly on Reddit, and it's notable of the number of positive posts praising the season. So as we go into new seasons, we always hope they're going to be good. Sometimes we get a season of opulence, which was great, and sometimes we get a season of the worthy, which was a bit of a dumpster fire. I asked you all which season in recent memory is your favourite, and the results were as follows. So Season of the Worthy got no votes, Season of Dawn got no votes, Season of Undying got 3%, Season of Opulence got 25%, and Season of Arrivals got 72% of the votes. So according to the This Week in Video Games community, Season of Arrivals is far and away the best in recent memory. I don't know if that's just because we came out of a bad season and we're all thankful it's going well, or something else, but it feels like a few little tweaks here and there have definitely improved the player experience this time round. So I followed up the first poll with another, asking what's the best thing about Arrivals, and the answers are pretty interesting, so let's dive into them. At number 5 it's the loot, and we've got some great loot this season, including some really unique exotic weapons like Witherhoard and Ruinous Effigy. There's some returning weapons like Death Adder, the Forward Path, Fool's Remedy, Widow's Bite, Nature of the Beast, and the Ikelos weapons as well. We've also had some great new weapons including Falling Guillotine, Temptation's Hook, False Promises, Cold Denial and Whispering Slab. And we also had a range of Iron Banner weapons come back too. The new exotic weapons feel really exotic. They're unique, they're interesting, and they make you feel powerful as exotic weapons should. New swords are awesome, and they're a throwback to the exotic swords from the Taken King in Destiny 1. However, this time they're even better because they're legendary swords. We can also get the Daito armour and the reprised Trials of the Nine armour through the dungeon too. It's worth noting that the addition of the Trinity Ghoul Catalyst here as well, and it runs alongside the theme of really making the exotic weapons feel exotic. The Catalyst dropped for me on the first day and it took me a little while to get the Catalyst done, but it's put a bow in my hands for more time than ever this season. It's just so effective at ad clearing and fun to boot. So looking at the votes, Luke got 4% of the votes and sits at number 5. So at number 4 we've got Moments of Triumph, and Moments of Triumph only launched last week and it's already proved a huge hit. We get to go back through the back catalogue of raids, and there's an awesome raid ring on offer for those who complete them all. This is a really nice goodbye to those old activities, whether you agree with them going away or not. And one of the best features here is the removal of the weekly reward cap, so you can essentially farm the raids for loot, with the main incentive being exotic weapons. I had one in my sight, and that was Anarchy, and it's still one of the best PvE weapons in the game. I hadn't managed to get it to drop for me until I did it the other day. So you can now essentially farm Scourge of the Past for Anarchy by saving a checkpoint, and there's plenty of other rewards up for grabs too, including IRL prizes, so go and check out the Moments of Triumph. Looking at the votes, that got 7% of the votes, and Moments of Triumph sits at number 4. Next up, at number 3, it's the story, and the story content has been particularly strong this season. Season of the Worthy was pretty rough in terms of gameplay, however the story was good with the darkness entering our solar system towards the end and the countdown timer throughout the season. Now they're here and they're trying to speak with us. Eris and the Drifter, they're interested, Zavala is pretty nervous about the whole thing, and Savathun is trying to block us from speaking to them all together. Each week we get a message from the darkness telling us the Traveller is holding us back, we should outgrow the light and think about alternatives to realise our destiny. Now they're even giving us gifts. Rasputin has disappeared, and we know that Eris and Drifter are off to Europa to meet the Stranger in the not too distant future. That and the fact that the pyramids now have arrived on Io, Mars, Mercury and Titan, all the planets and moons that are going away. The story content this season is absolutely fantastic. All that packaged up in the weekly interference mission, it's really, really good. And the story got 16% of the votes, and that sits at number 3. So at number 2, we've got the Prophecy Dungeon, and this was a surprise drop on the first day of the season, and it was another masterpiece of multiplayer design by Bungie. The dungeon is themed around the Nine, and it takes us on a weird and wonderful journey through a psychedelic series of encounters. So we've got the light and the dark moats mechanic, they're really, really cool as well, and also building on the theme for the season overall. And that's something that we've been asking for a long time, is thematic activities that link into the overall story, so really, really good work there, Bungie. At first it was reasonably hard to get through this as it was a 1060 activity, and now Guardians are getting through it solo flawless. And you get a really nice emblem too, probably one of the best emblems in the game. The rewards are good too, with reprised weapons and old Trials of the Nine armour sets, plus you can farm the dungeon over and over. And looking at the votes, that got 22% of the votes, and that sits at number 2. And at number 1, voted by you, the best thing about Season of Arrivals is the Umbral Engram system. So far and away, the most popular feature from Season of Arrivals are the Umbral Engrams. It's so popular that this season's Iron Banner highlighted the frailties of the current engram system, with its large loophole and a lack of forward path and Fool's Remedy drops for most people. People would farm thousands and thousands of tokens and only get 1 or 2 drops of these reprised weapons from Iron Banner. So the Umbral Engram system allows us to focus the loot that we get. The loot pool started out relatively wide with the pyramid weapons, the armour, then the legacy weapons from Shadowkeep, and finally a separate batch for the Reckoning loot. As the season progressed, we've got more Umbral Engram focusing options as we level up the Prismatic Recaster. And this feels like an iteration on the various systems that we've had over the past 12 months, taking all the best bits from things like the Chalice of Opulence, the Sundial from Dawn, and the Warmind Bunkers from Season of the Worthy. It's a really good mixture of choice, and the regular drop rate of the Umbral Engrams allows players to gather seasonal loot from all activities in the game. One of the biggest complaints from Worthy was the requirement to do the Seraph Tower activity to get the seasonal loot, and when this is combined with a less than satisfactory activity like that, it all added up to a load of player frustration. So with 51% of the votes, the Umbral Engram system is the clear winner. So thank you to everyone who voted, and keep an eye out on the channel for more votes coming soon. I'm a little bit surprised that loot didn't come higher, but it might just be my wording of the options in the poll. Perhaps you just combine the loot with the Umbral Engram system in your mind. That's definitely something for me to keep in mind for the future, but look out for more polls soon. So we had a clear winner though, and hopefully Bungie will carry forward this system in the future. And one of the benefits of shorter seasons is the iteration over short time periods. So if something doesn't work, then drop it, and if something starts to work, then make it better in short iterations until we get to a solution where the majority of the community is happy, like we've got here with the Umbral Engram system. So as well as the previous 5 things, I think there's been some other successes too. So I really think the surprise reveal of the season helped, so we were all feeling a little bit fatigued after Season of the Worthy with the bounty heavy mega grind related to Guardian Games and the Fellwinter's Lie quest. I prefer not really knowing too much going into a season, and especially everything not being laid out on a roadmap. It's good to keep a few things back. It was a gamble, especially in a climate where there's many free-to-play games, and not knowing what you're going to get could have been a big risk, but Bungie delivered. Another improvement this season for me personally has been the removal of skill-based matchmaking in some of the Crucible modes. I'm definitely not a PvP master, in fact I absolutely suck at PvP, but I've had more fun in Crucible this season than any other season before, and I think the success of Iron Banner in recent weeks highlighted all that pretty well. The seasonal activity this time round is pretty good fun, and I don't mind spending time in Contact each week to get through that interference mission, or even grinding it out for XP bonuses through bounties. It's also moving on a regular cadence, having gone from Io to Titan where we are now, and to be honest, I'm quite looking forward to getting it on Mercury. The mods this season have been really fun too. Combining Lucent Blade with Falling Guillotine has been deadly, and Surprise Attack with sidearms, and even rockets have been good this season, which is an added bonus. And the final thing I wanted to bring up briefly was the new perks. So we've got Iron Grip, Iron Gaze, Killing Wind and Unrelenting, all really good perks. And it's really nice to to see those new perks being introduced and getting good feedback from the audience. Well, let me know down in the comments what you think of Season of Arrivals, how do you think it stacks up against other seasons, and what's your best or worst feature this season. I'm sure I've missed a whole bunch of stuff here, so let me know down in the comments. Well, that's it for this look at the 5 reasons why Season of Arrivals is the best season in recent memory, and thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, subscribe and share with a friend. To join our community, check out the Discord link in the description, and you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out these other videos on the channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.